going to talk about pot again. So today is going to be a very special episode of Budtender Thoughts. Today we're celebrating surpassing 100 subscribers. 100 subs, you guys. We got 100 subs. Thank you. I'm gonna smoke. I don't plan on making this a thing, so don't get used to it. So in lieu of celebrating 100 subs and smoking on camera for the first time, we're gonna talk about flower because it's my favorite. You wanna see my bowl? Don't judge me. So what I'm doing today is I'm gonna give you the basics of flower for anybody that just might be coming in and really has no idea what the is going on with marijuana these days. So even though you can still refer to your flower as pot, weed, reefer, bud, I have learned since becoming a bud tender that the proper term for it now is flower, which I think is just the best name for it ever. It's so delicate and wonderful. It doesn't just roll off your tongue, flower. First, we're gonna start with THC. I had been out of the marijuana game for almost a decade by the time that I had come back into it. So I didn't know weed came in so many flavors, consistencies, THC percentages. The last time that I smoked weed 10 fucking years ago, it was just weed. Each strain, depending on its growers and the plant, is gonna have a different level of THC percentage. This is important to know because depending on the level of THC, kind of depends on the strength of the high you're gonna get. For someone like me, I tend to stay in the mid-range of THC percentages. Probably like 16 to 18% is what I feel comfortable with. For instance, there's a strain, it's called Mac, and it's only 11 to 13%. The high isn't as intense, which is good, and I like that, but it only lasts for like an hour. Now, on the other hand, GMO, that has like 27% THC. That's just too much for me. Like, that puts me on my ass. I don't need, no, that is not good for me. So if you're like me and you don't want to be ripped out of your gourd, it's kind of up to you to do trial and error and figure out which THC percentages are the best for you and how you react to them. When it comes to picking out flower, you're also going to have a decision to make when it comes to indica, sativa, or a hybrid. General knowledge, indica, couch. Okay, that's the kind of high that you're gonna get, allegedly, when you smoke an indica. Sativa is a much more uplifting feeling. A lot of people say it's like energizing. I don't see it that way. It's not like you drink a Red Bull, okay? You're smoking weed. You're not gonna be running around being like, woo! Although I do know some people that do that. It's just how it affects them. Again, personal thing. So a hybrid is what I stick to. My favorite strain is called Do-Si-Do, and I believe it's a 70-30 indica dominant. I really like that because it's not full-blown knock me on my ass. The percentage for it is pretty good. I think it's like 18%. But again, all of this is up to you and how that strain affects you, because sativa for me does not give me energy. It piques my anxiety. So I try to stay away from sativas or sativa dominants. That's just me though. You could react totally differently. This might sound a little dorky, but if you keep a log, write down what you're smoking and when you're smoking it too, you're way more likely to quickly figure out which ones are your favorites. That way the next time you go into a provisioning center, you know exactly what to look for. You don't really have to rely on anybody else to guess for you, especially when it comes to flavors. I'm not a fan of earthy weed, but I also don't like to smoke Fruit Loops. So there's like so many different strains, okay? Strains that you would recognize, right? Like Purple Kush, White Widow, Hawaiian Big Bud from Dude Down the Street. You know all those ones, right? They sound familiar. Well, there are names out there like Banana Hammock, Purple Alien Brian Berry Kush. Yeah, that's one. What the names mean are the original strains that they crossbred in order to create it. In order to choose the right flower for you, you have to put all of that stuff together. Look at the strains, look at whether it's indica or sativa, and then look at the THC percentage as well. Once you get a good combination of the things that react best in you, you're gonna find a right flower, and you'll be able to test out different flowers that are kind of similar and see where it goes from there. Everything with cannabis right now is vague, including the laws, but we're not going to get into that. We don't have enough scientific research to really know how you're going to react to a certain strain when it affected me a completely different way. And that's kind of the only positive thing about it going federally legal, is that that actually might happen and the government will pay for it. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, right? Anyway, so for now you have to do the trial and error thing. I don't consider myself a stoner by any means. I almost smoke every day. When I do smoke, it's like 1, maybe 2 hits. But you don't have to be a cliche stoner in order to enjoy the benefits of cannabis. And that's the whole point, especially of this channel. Speaking of which, you guys, thank you for 100 subs. Like, I can't even believe it. I'm so excited. You guys are amazing. You're my first 100 subs. Like, this is amazing to me. How? Do I know all of you personally? Who are you? Please comment below and like tell me who you are, because I want to know. Thank you for subbing. We got 100 subs. If you're not one of those people I'm thanking right now because you're not a subscriber, you should definitely consider it and click this button. Thank you very much. 100 subs, you guys. Fuck yeah! And I got an iPhone this week, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I feel like this is gonna be a lot of improv. Remind me not to smoke and do a video again. Fucking hell.